YouTube bottle roaders, welcome to the November-December 2017 edition of the Des Moines Valley Railroad. This is the video to kind of wrap up 2017. It's been a great year, got a lot accomplished on the layout. I'm kind of in full detail mode now with getting details and putting them around the layout. As far as track work is mostly complete, scenery is mostly complete, details are what I'm working on, and operations is the other thing I'm doing a lot of too. So it's been great. It's been a fun railroad to operate on and enjoy. So it's nice to finally have it in its complete form and to be able to run it around. So for this month's video, I'll show you a few of the details that I've done this month and then just kind of operate a little bit. And I'm thinking in 2018 I'm going to do more operation videos for the different trains that operate in the Des Moines Valley area, and the different locals and through freights and stuff like that. So I'll be doing more with operations. And so to kind of conclude 2017, let's take a little run from town to town along the line that I have modeled. So hang on. First little town you hit after you are heading westbound out of Ottumwa is Evans Junction. This is where the scenic part of the layout starts. Ottumwa itself is a staging yard. Here at Evans Junction there is a switch that leads to a 3-mile branch to Oskaloosa. The Oskaloosa branch. And there's a local that runs out of Pella to Oskaloosa to service 4 industries there. The only industry in Evans Junction proper is this coal mine, the American mine, and it produces coal for the region. For the on the tracks, the furthest left track is the branch line that goes to Oskaloosa. The second track over is the one that comes out of staging, and the third track is on the right is a continuous loop that I have put in case I want to just run trains around the layout. Other details in Evans Junction is this little scene here with the campers, a little tent and a little campsite going on there. So that is Evans Junction, this corner of the layout. Next town along the layout is Leighten. Leighten's kind of spread out in that the town itself is across the tracks over here. There is the bustling downtown district of Leighten. Only has a few businesses and a fire station and a water tower with the name on it, and a co-op that no longer has rail service. The only industry Leighten has is Leighten lumber, which is right here, and it runs along in through here and ties in with the main line, actually the siding right here. I'll do an overview. We also have some of the details that I've done lately is added more wood stacks, lumber stacks to the layout. That is the town of Leighten. Next stop along the line is Pella Yard. Pella Yard has itself is 2 tracks, with the third track being a team track. There's also a diesel facility here. Oh, here is the diesel facility. Got light repairs and tracks for oil and fuel service. So have a yard office. Also, just on the other side of Pella Yard, there is a grain elevator and a propane dealership. So we have a cannery here, Marshall Cannery. And Pella Yard again kind of ties in with Pella itself. Pella has the power plant, or as they called it, the light plant, and it accepts whole crop hoppers. And then the Pella Depot itself, right there. Depot is still used for special excursion trains or things like that. And Pella the town is right here. There's also a spur to Pella Corp, make the windows. Has two bays there for delivering lumber and different little supplies. And then here's the town of Pella itself. Pella is unique. That's kind of a European flavored town. We have a couple of windmills in town. Kind of Dutch looking fronts on some of their businesses as well. Well, that's Pella, and then here we'll give you an overview of this side of the layout. Mostly the Pella side here. Otley is the next town heading west. Otley doesn't have very many industries per se, or places for trains to unload. It has one long track, and this track is shared as a team track and a co-op track, and once in a great while a cattle car will show up here. Very rarely though, as my layout depicts the 90s and cattle cars were long gone by then, but every once in a while I like to run one. And Otley itself, got the water tower and the town, kind of typical of many Midwestern towns that ran along the tracks. It's kind of spread out along the line. I'll do a reverse view here of Otley. And then starting along here, we're kind of between Otley and Monroe, kind of running along the highway, coming along some of the strip businesses along the highway, and we come into the town itself here. The town has a depot, which is used once in a while for crews. There's also a interchange track here for Iowa Interstate Railroad, which has just started around the time of my layout here. We have another co-op kind of facility here with part of it abandoned. And right at the junction here, we have a scrap dealership. And squeeze area here, and the food distribution place there, and the cement place there, inland cement, and a manufacturing plant there. Those are the industries in Monroe. And so here's a reverse view of that. All the tracks are laid out. This close track, not the scrapyard track, but the one closest to us, that's the interchange track to the Iowa Interstate. And then we have two other tracks. One going is the main line, and then one go, well, main line is the siding. Siding is the lower one than the main line. And then the track to the manufacturing plant, and the track to the cement plant. And then from there, the line kind of cuts through this cut here. The tunnel itself, again, being Iowa, it's not very realistic to have tunnels, but that's my runaround track. And so there's a track that goes through the cut, that goes to staging. This track up front here is the interchange track, and it goes to a different set of staging tracks, which I'll show you here in a minute. Okay, well, here's the final shot of staging, both the east and west ends. The left two tracks are the Iowa Interstate tracks. So from there, the cars go off layout into storage bins. So when I call the computer, the program up, it'll randomly select cars out of the staging bins I have onto the tracks. The four tracks here for this side represents Des Moines, or points west. Middle track here is where the power usually is disconnected or reconnected. That's where I add the trains or add the engines or take them off the layout. And then the four tracks here are for Ottumwa, representing the east parts. And then the last two tracks here are the Oskaloosa branch. And from all these tracks, basically we've got these storage bins down here, which is where the cars get taken off layout and onto the layout as the computer program dictates. So we pull the cars, put them on the track with our 5 fingers, we add power, and then from there it goes onto the layout for distribution, or in some cases a through train. Three trains I either can run once if I prefer, or I just run around the loop a few times to create some distance, and then switch them back onto here. So yeah, so that's kind of the layout in a nutshell. I'll give one more kind of flyover view here. Actually, we've got a train kind of coming through, so maybe we can follow him for the final run around here. Again, imagining this train coming basically from Ottumwa and moving along the layout. So here we go. Gotta do a drone flyover over here. There you go. There's kind of the tour of the layout, kind of the wrap up the year here. So I hope everyone has a very Merry Christmas and a Happy New Year, and just hope your rest of your 2017 goes really well, and look forward to seeing you in the new year. So for now, we'll see you next year. Take care.